So I kind of had like something I wanted to say and speak about, and it was just about the power of our words and how sometimes people say things to others and they don't realize how that could be negatively impacting somebody, and how something you could say to someone could really discourage them from trying to do something new, or discourage them from following their dreams, or discourage them from trying. And I think sometimes when people are miserable with their lives, that is their intention behind the things that they say and do, is to break you, which is why it's important. Because when you go out in the world, you know, of course, there are going to be miserable people out there. Of course, there are going to be people that are envious of you and try to break you down. But it's important to have people close to you that don't do that. And because if that's happening on the outside of you already, when you go outside, you have to fight a battle. Why would you want that where, you know, where you should feel safe and with the people that are supposed to love you and care about you? So I think it's so important not to only surround yourself with people that uplift you, but to also uplift yourself, and for you to also do the uplifting to people that you love as well. And remember that there's power in your words, and the things that you say they linger in people's minds, and you could be saying something that could bring somebody up, that could lift them up, lift their spirits up, make them feel better about themselves, or you could be saying something that makes somebody feel like shit about themselves and discourages them from trying to do something new. And I don't like when people, like, yes, it is important to be strong, and, you know, of course you can't let something that someone says break you down, but it is also important to realize that we're not robots. You're not a robot. You're a person. And I think sometimes people confuse being strong with being like robotic or cold-hearted. Like, no matter how strong you are, you're still a person with feelings, and there's only so much as people that we can take. So remember that before you speak to somebody, and remember that before you just say anything. And there's a difference between constructive criticism and then knocking people down. Constructive criticism is performance-based. It is not telling somebody they stink, they're a bum, they're a loser, they're ugly. You know, these things are not true. There's power in your words. There's power in the things that you say, not only just to others, but to yourself. So try to be kinder to yourself. And you got to find a balance between being, you know, real with yourself and then being hard and like discouraging yourself. And I think realism is more about, not about your potential only, but I think being realistic is more about maybe how things are affecting you, or even, yeah, about what you're capable of. And if you get to know yourself, you'll know your capabilities. But if you never learn who you are, you'll never know what you're capable of. If you never try, you'll never know what you're capable of. So I just think finding a balance between being real with yourself and then also not speaking down on yourself is so important. There's power in the things that you say to people. And yes, it is important to strengthen yourself and become stronger, but also to stand up for yourself too, but also to also speak to yourself and to others with more intention, with better awareness of the intention behind the things that you're saying, and also more emotional intelligence to how that could be affecting them and how it could affect you as well.